Hello guys, this is Adam, and in front of me, the one and only the MacBook Neo. I almost said the MacBook Pro because every time the performance of this machine is surprising me. The machine that you are looking at is the base model of the MacBook Neo with the indigo color. In terms of what we are working with, this is a Blender 5.1.0. This is the latest Blender that is available to be downloaded as of April 17th, and it's the stable version. What I want to test is basically a playing animation that has been made through a Grace Pencil, because that has been a feature that was requested of me to test. And if we can play the animations, and the animations are working without any issues, and we can render them without any issues, then we can say that a Grace Pencil is working with no problems as well. This is an art that is made by an artist named Andre. With that being said, let's go ahead and just play the animation and then see if the animation plays at all. Keep in mind, when I played that animation with the M1 MacBook Air, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago, actually it was choppy. This is the first time I opened it. It has not been played. As you can see, the render engine is Eevee, and if we go to edit preferences, we have both the GPU and the CPU enabled. None of the settings has been messed around with. Now, of course, we will test it only with the GPU in a second, but let's just go ahead and click play. Let's see, is it what? Wow, okay, it's playing in real time. When I did that on the M1 MacBook Air at the time, with 16GB of RAM, mind you, it did not do that at all. It was choppy and it couldn't handle it at the time. Now, granted, I believe around the time Blender was not native, or at least not as optimized for the M series of chips as of now. The context is, or the idea is, at the time it was choppy. So if you have animations and they are made with a Grace Pencil, they are working out of the get-go without any issues. We are playing the animation and it's not even dropping any frames. Let's actually go to the activity monitor and then take a look at the performance. We are in the green with no issues. The memory used is about 6GB right here, which is really good, and then the swap we are using about 200 megabytes, which is more than fine. So I'm gonna only enable the GPU because you should only work with the GPU anyway. And if you want to know more about why the GPU and not the CPU and not both and such, there are a plethora of videos here on the channel where I dived deep into a Blender in a general sense, and even a Blender rendering and such. Go ahead and check those videos. I will try to leave a link for you in the description and also in the comments for you to check out. And there is a whole playlist of videos that are going into very deep testing for Blender and any other software that you might think about. Maybe you want to do Clip Studio Paint, maybe you want to do some After Effects or Adobe Photoshop or whatever that might be. All of that has been tested. Go ahead and take a look. There is a whole playlist here on the channel. With that being said, now we're only gonna do the GPU, and then with the GPU we're gonna go ahead and then play. We will see if the performance is better or the same. The performance is the same. I am not noticing any difference. You know what, I want to see the activity monitor again. Okay, so it's still 6GB, and then what we have cached is 1GB, and then the swap is 200, so that's still fine. By the way, we are connected to the power, as you can see here up top, and then I actually have it connected to power through this right here. This is a Thunderbolt 5 dock through Wavelink. I have made a video about it on the channel, actually 2 videos for it, but if you want to see the one for the MacBook Neo in particular, maybe because you want to pair that with your MacBook Neo, there is a video for it on the channel. You can go ahead and check it, and I will try to leave a link for you in the description and also in the comments below. I also have 2 actually external drives that are connected, and then they are connected through the Thunderbolt right here, and the Thunderbolt is working without any issues, and I am running a Blender in the background. The animation is working without any issues, and the Thunderbolt is working, and everything is working so great. Like, sometimes I forget the MacBook Neo how powerful it is, and it's just a machine with 8GB that we, at the beginning, we were kind of making fun of it. I think this is enough for us to tell us, okay, this is working. Let's go ahead and render the whole anime. We will start with 1 frame. We will see how long a frame would take, and then we will be using the render engine Eevee, and then after that we would render the whole animation, and then we would see how that would work. So, and then render image, and we are using the GPU. Let's see how long this would take. Wait, is it done? It's done. Okay, it is done, and I was waiting for it. So basically it took 1 second and 60 milliseconds. Wow, I'm actually shocked. then let's go ahead and render the whole thing. Because I was like, okay, let's render one thingy, and I was expecting it's gonna take like a minute or two for it to render. Now the whole animation is rendering. We are already at frame 32, frame 34. It's almost as like a second and some change for it to render one frame. For an animation, that's actually really great. And as you can see, it's rendering the animation without any issues, and this animation was made with the Grace Pencil. So if you are using the Grace Pencil to make animations as complicated as this, and you want to play them back, or you want to, for example, render them, there you go. It's working with no issues. And then all the images that we are getting, they are all of them right here. Now, I am not sure if at the very end they would all be combined into one video, or maybe they would just be a bunch of still images right here. But still, that doesn't change the fact that it's basically producing the images that we want. And then there is actually another project for Pencil in Blender we will be testing right after this. So right now we are at 99. And then we are at 100. So basically this is gonna take about 4 minutes, and if let's say each frame is gonna take 2 seconds, that means it's gonna render 200 frames in about 8 minutes. That's still really good for an animation. Now I'm curious how that would work with cycles. So cycles, we're gonna do GPU compute, and then from there we're gonna do render animation. So basically when a frame rendered, and that took 9 seconds, and then that was with cycles GPU. Okay, so this project is right here. The animation looks really cool, I will say that. Now let's go ahead and play it. Wow. Okay, so from the get-go, it's playing really nice. It has audio.
I'm asking you to stop. Well, if you're asking, then I'll stop. Thank you.
That's really nice.
Stop humming that song.
So cool. Let's go to the activity monitor and take a look.
Well, if you're asking, then I'll stop. Thank you.
6 gigabytes and working just fine. So if you're doing an animation like that, it's only gonna take 6 gigabytes with audio and video and everything. That's so cool. Yeah, no, there is no difference. I thought there will be any difference between playing from the first and then the second. That's actually real cool. Let's see. So this one is Eevee as well. Let's go ahead and render one image. That took 1 second. So save as, and then I'm just gonna go to desktop, and then yes, allow, and then just save image. This is beautiful. I want to make it as like my background. Yep, there you go. Set as a desktop picture. I love it. This is amazing. This is really cool. Whoever made that art, that is an amazing art. Let's see. Okay, let's render the whole thing. So we're gonna go to render and then render animation. So far, each frame is taking about 1 second, as you can see here up top, and that's not bad at all. Now, I would love to do those tests on the other machines that I do have, and I will be incorporating testing in terms of Grace Pencil from now on with the M1 Max and then the M5 Max whenever I get a hold of it, or the M5 or the M5 Pro whenever I get a hold of it. As soon as I have those machines, I will definitely be doing those tests, and I will be doing the Grace Pencil as well. Again, if you guys want to support the channel, there are a plethora of ways to do, but the most important thing is just subscribe to the channel so you wouldn't miss any video, and it will help me greatly. And also check the description for multiple ways to support me, which actually help me, for example, to get the M5 Pro MacBook Pro to do more testing on it and such, because you know these machines can be pricey, and I am not at a point where I can simply just go and purchase something right off the get-go and do like a review for it and such. That's still gonna take some time from me. If you want to make that a process faster, the best way to do it is just to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then support me through the links that are in the description. So this is done, and basically the time is 1 second, and I literally saw that every frame took about 1 second. So if we say every frame took 1 second and we have 403 seconds, basically about 6 minutes and a half. And for me, I think that is actually really great. And now let's go ahead and play it from the very beginning. So I'm gonna go back to the very beginning. It's playing just fine. I have no problems with it. I recommend Blender on the MacBook Neo if you are using Grace Pencil. And by the way, in terms of the render, if we go to preferences, I did it with the GPU, not the CPU, for Eevee in a general sense. Not sure if that makes any difference or not, but this is a piece of information I wanted to share. In a general sense, do I recommend a Blender for the MacBook Neo if you are doing animation through the Grace Pencil or if you are using Grace Pencil in general sense? Yes, I recommend it.